That's the sound of church bells ringing out as daylight fades on a snowy November evening. This Remembrance Day is the 100th anniversary of the end of the First World War on November 11, 1918. To commemorate the occasion, churches across Manitoulin Island, Canada, and the world have pledged to ring their bells 100 times at sundown. And in the northeast town, about 70 people have come to the Little Current United Church for the Bells of Peace initiative.
We were thrilled to partner with the Legion in order to make this ceremony happen. We thought it was a great idea, and I mean, what better place to mark peace than perhaps a house of worship?
Roy Eden is the Public Relations Officer for District H of the Royal Canadian Legion's Ontario Command. He says public events such as this are excellent tools to keep citizens engaged in the Legion's work.
Legion is losing members. The number of veterans each year decreases. This is one way to get support for the activities of the Legion.
First, Pastor Allard opens the evening with a prayer and reflection on the significance of Remembrance Day.
We pray.
Then, Mr. Eaton begins to assemble the bell ringers behind the rope and offers some advice.
And you will just reach in right above his hands.
Northeast Town Mayor Al McNevin has the honor of being the first person to ring the bell. He says this event offers the chance to put Remembrance Day into perspective.
Every year we go to the Remembrance Day celebrations, we lay wreaths and we think about the people that sacrificed, but this really sort of rings home, so to speak, so I find it very touching.
The Royal Canadian Sea Cadet Corps Manitoulin is here to help with the bell ringing. A couple of the cadets say the event helps them to reflect on their own relatives' military service.
A number of my family members have served in World War II.
It kind of makes me feel like I'm being a part of history, like I'm back when they actually did it the first time with all the bells ringing, the war had ended.
Pastor Allard says events like these are still important.
It continues the healing process. I mean, yes, 100 years ago seems like a long time, but there are still some significant scars in this world.
The United Church is not the only church in town taking part in Bells of Peace. Holy Trinity Anglican Church across the street also rings its bell in tribute. Soon, everyone is invited into the church hall to warm up, where they share stories of their loved ones' wartime experiences and reflect on what Remembrance Day means to them. The Canada of today looks very different than it did 100 years ago, and admittedly, many things have changed. But some of the major lessons learned through the great conflicts in the world's history remain as poignant today as they ever have. As bells rang out in churches across the country, Canadians from coast to coast to coast were invited to pause and remember the sacrifices made to ensure that our nation remains strong and free. In Little Current, for the Manitoulin Expositor, I'm Warren Schlote.